There we go. We've got some toast.
We've got chocolate spread. I think we're doing quite well. And peanut butter there.
But more importantly this morning, we've also got jam, because that's what we're going to be talking about. We're asking what you're spreading on your toast this morning and every morning, and if it's jam or marmalade. Apparently, you might be in a dwindling number.
Yes, figures suggest that sales of traditional preserves are down, but apparently we're buying more peanut butter and chocolate spread. It's making me hungry already. We'll discuss this in just a moment. First, though, we asked shoppers in London what takes their fancy in the mornings.
I'll have toast. A little piece of toast.
Jam. Strawberry jam.
Either Marmite or a really nice French Turkish delight type petal rosé jam from Provence.
Peanut butter, because I cycle to work, so it's good energy.
Jam is really kind of an important part of our culture, really. My mum always used to make her own jams and stuff from the garden.
Well, I suppose peanut butter perhaps is more nutritious.
There we go. What did you have this morning? You had some toast?
With peanut butter. How about you? You just
I just had butter.
You see, I had you down as a jam man, but no such luck.
I knew it was coming. I thought I'd wait till now. Joining us now, Clippy McKenna, who makes jam, lots of it.
I do.
And the food critic, Mark Garner. Mark, let's start with you. Have a piece of toast.
Well,
You've got a choice. You've got jam, marmalade, chocolate spread or peanut butter. What's it going to be?
Well, we're going to leave the peanut butter out because that's
Okay.
the devil's own work. So we'll go to Clippy's jam. Of course, to be honest, we've known Clippy for about 4 or 5 years at Manchester Confidential. We love her. So it's an old friend.
Mark, because Clippy, am I right in thinking you don't make jam, you make preserves, and there's a conserve.
Correct.
There's a difference, isn't there? Explain the difference.
There is. I would love to call my product a jam because that's what it is. It's fruit with a little bit of sugar. The British apples are the base, but I've come foul of some ridiculous jam regulation law that I can't call it a jam, so I call it a conserve.
And it's to do with the amount of sugar.
And it's the amount of sugar, yeah. So our products have more fruit than any other, so more fresh fruit, so no syrups, no concentrates, no weird stuff. Just normal, like your mum makes or your gran used to make. Go down the allotment, put some in a pan, bit of sugar, Bob's your uncle, done.
Let's call it jam.
Let's call it jam.
But apparently we're not eating as much jam as we used to. Why not? What's happening?
Do you know, I'll tell you why, because what's happened in this country is that everything seems to get commoditised and dumbed down, and jam has fallen foul of that. So it's no longer seen as like the nice thing to have on your breakfast in the morning. And obviously a lot of people don't eat breakfast so much anymore. It's like shoot and run kind of thing. So when I developed them, I developed the Clippy stuff so that you could have it for breakfast, lunch and dinner.
It's almost considered an old-fashioned thing. Now, I was watching the Great British Bake Off this week. We saw Brendan, one of the older contestants. He was the only one who knew how to make jam.
Yeah,
Is that the case?
Well, I think it's a dying art, and the reason why it's a dying art is twofold. Originally, it was invented to preserve fruit because, of course, we used to have seasonality, which has disappeared, which is a shocking thing, in my opinion. What we had in those days was use the sugar to preserve the jam. It would last all year. I think in this day and age, the problem with jam, I think Clippy is addressing this actually in her use of lower sugar levels, is the real problem with sugar and the rise of obesity. And what people are doing is they're eating less jam because of this problem. Of course, it's linked, or sugar's linked very closely to the diabetic outbreak that we have effectively today. So it is becoming less popular.
But I mean, chocolate spread is hugely popular, isn't it? And that's probably got more sugar. So.
The Americans' devil's own work.
Chocolate spread is basically vegetable oil. Vegetable oil and a tiny, tiny, tiny bit of cocoa powder and sugar.
Tell me this.
I'm sorry.
Very upsetting.
What you want to eat is
tastes good, though, doesn't it?
Yeah, well, yeah, no.
It's
I would love to make my own chocolate spread, but at the moment we've concentrated on doing British apple-based jams and then a new marmalade this year with like chili in it. So trying to bring in a younger demographic, a younger family to try something, and that's the whole point.
Do you think we're just seeing a short-term trend? Do you think jam will have its day again?
I think so. I think and do you know what? In 20 years' time, I'd like to be that mum who saved British jam from going into steady decline, into this cheap, sugary rubbish, and bring on the fruit. That's what I say.
I wonder whether it's just a bit old-fashioned though, Mark. I wonder whether its time has gone.
Jam on toast in the morning, I think that, it is very old-fashioned. I mean, real homemade jam, as Clippy says, with real homemade bread, is a joy.
Yeah.
It's fantastic. Lashings of butter, you name it. My God, it's fantastic.
It's the way forward.
It is the way forward. And I think that you will see more at home, more stuff at home, because people are taking more time over what they're cooking at home, what they're baking at home. So we'll see it come good. Unfortunately, we've got a 40-year record of really ordinary jams being made when they were rushed into production after the war once the rationing stopped.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
Thank you both so much for coming in this
thank you
morning
very
and
much.
making our tummies rumble.
You can have some now. You can actually finally eat it. Still to come in the next half hour, as church services are held to remember those 2 female police